The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Hello and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
This is a podcast. It's on the internet. We got reviews on here. If they're from Amazon, you ever go on Amazon, read a review, and been like, that person's a fucking idiot? Well, we got those type of things here, and we say it for you. You don't even have to think when you listen to this podcast. We're doing the thinking and the funny for you. So
we're pouring the thoughts right into your ears.
We're holding you down on the table. We're piercing your eyelids open with some wire contraptions, and we're making you ingest comedy information. And boy, is it a treat! Do you want to start this week?
Do you know what? Why not? Do you want a Google or a non-Google to start? I'll just go with the Google. It's got some interesting points. This is a Google review for the Swedish American Hospital in Rockford, Illinois. So you know it's good. This is a review from Veronica Jade. Veronica writes, I went into the emergency room to get my finger checked because it looked broken. The nurses didn't care how much my finger hurt. I waited 4 hours just for them to not clean my finger like they said they would. And they told me, yes, my finger is messed up and I should go buy my own wrap to wrap my finger. 1 star.
Wow. I mean,
And there's a response from owner, which is very generic, but I think generic is funny in this case. Thank you for sharing your feedback. We're sorry to hear we did not meet your expectations. We would like to get a better understanding of how we can improve. Please call us.
Was it one of those types of situations where, like, it's broken, but, like, we aren't really going to do anything? So,
probably.
Like, we could spend a bunch of money and we could pretend to fix it, or you could just go buy a splint? That's the only logical explanation here.
We're playing a game of telephone here, I think. Just getting garbled over the airwaves.
Because, I don't know.
Yeah, fingers and toes, generally, you stabilize it. That's about it, right?
Yeah, I broke my toe once. I didn't do shit to it. It was just, I found out later.
Purple for a couple months.
Right, it just sucked for a while, and then it sucked less. I'm sure it'll suck again when I'm very old, but that's life. You gotta learn. Sometimes doctors are gonna say, listen, man, it's not that bad.
I like the nurses just kind of, yeah, it's pretty messed up. You get some wrap and wrap that up yourself, honestly. Yeah, it's messed up.
Just go down to Walgreens, get yourself one of those smoothies, or make one of the green machines, okay? Get yourself some of that tape it up, drink a green machine, and yeah, don't you can't use that hand for jerking off for a while. Sorry.
Oh no.
That's more than that much information is more than they deserve, perhaps.
Yeah, that's like a full diagnosis and rehabilitation plan.
Right. Well, they give you a place to go. You don't even have to decide if you're going to Walmart or Walgreens or CVS. They decide it for you. Listen, there's a Walgreens right down the road. Tell them I sent you. Johnny's right there. Tell them I need the wrap. Right, I sent a lot of people there. Tell them, no, not the lettuce, the salad, the spinach wraps. I need the tape wrap for the fingers. And go, you're gonna get hooked right up. They'll give you a green machine. All right, I can't stress that enough.
Vitamins and such nutrients.
The fruit they put in there are green. The vegetables they put in there are green. And then you drink it and you become a green machine. It's kind of we're describing it a lot these days. A lot of green machines going on. But picture yourself as the guy behind the guy with the messed up finger insisting that he needs help when you got the whole, messed up, got a bad hair day that you need looked at.
Yeah, I don't think this looks really good. What should I do?
Doctor, I really, I've been to so many doctors and I really just need a second opinion that tells me what I want to hear. So we're thinking mohawk?
Start fresh.
The buzz. The full buzz.
The buzz.
Call me Lightyear because I'm getting the buzz, Doc. Thank you so much. Here's $1,000. Thank God there's no one in the way in line. I could have died with this bad hair. If there's some idiot trying to get a splint in front of me, God forbid. I would hate that. But I would love to read this review. We're talking about bettering ourselves. We're talking about injuries. We're talking about life,
Certainly.
We're talking about King Richard here. Yep, it's that movie about Will Smith raising Venus and Serena Williams.
Oh, of course.
Yep, from Amazon. I should have just said the product details that Amazon provide. King Richard by Will Smith. Will Smith wrote this man's life. But don't take it from me. Take it from Hope. They title their review, Fascinated. They write, I've never been interested in tennis, but Venus and Serena are so famous that I wanted to learn more about what makes them such winners. I found that their father was so obnoxious that at one point I would have turned off the movie, but the two sisters and their journey to become such great stars, women, and role models kept me riveted to my Kindle. Thank you for a fascinating and inspiring glimpse of two modern heroines, 5 stars.
Today I learned you can watch movies on a Kindle.
I think Kindle's now a brand. It's not just the little book with the magnet ink.
Okay.
It's like a brand that also features little iPod likes.
Okay.
So we got ourselves a watch movies on a tab. What do you call those?
This is a tablet?
Yeah, on a tablet. We got an iPad kid here watching Will Smith learn tennis on a tablet.
I mean, okay. I don't know. If you tell me you were going to turn the movie off, that's not like a glowing...
Right.
It's not a glowing sentiment. That doesn't make me... I almost turned it off. Okay.
I mean, that's how I felt during Jared Leto Joker. But that's also kind of what was gluing me. Like, how bad can this get? How much annoyance can Will Smith put on these two champions?
Apparently enough to make them champions and women and role models.
Yeah. That's what we're not doing enough to our kids, annoying them. We're giving our kids space. You got to be like King Richard here. Annoy the shit out of your kids.
Got to breathe down their neck. Say, get back on the court.
Get back on the court.
I don't see no rotation on that ball.
I'm Will Smith.
Johnny
you know how many
McEnroe?
Oscar baits I've been in? More than Johnny McEnroe.
And he'll tell you. He'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you.
He'll tell you, I'm winning an Oscar this time, baby. I imagine that movie, Will Smith, like, drunkenly dealing with the fact that none of his Oscar baits work. That's how he was able to tap into the method acting here.
Oh, yeah, the emotions. The ethos, the pathos.
Yeah, instead of being a guy that always does movies that are tearjerkers to try and win Oscars, he's a guy who couldn't do the tennis, so he said, hey, daughters, you can do the tennis.
Do the tennis.
And you know what? He was right. We can't fault him for that.
Fault. Tennis joke.
Listen, I don't have a lot of love for King Richard, but this movie, I don't think it would make me want to drop a deuce. I'm sure it was serving some remarkable stories about these two young women. I think that's all the tennis puns there is, right?
Yeah, I got nothing.
That's all of them. You got a review?
I do have a review. This is a review that I found on Google, but Google tells me it's provided by my-patriot-supply.com.
Thank God.
So you know it's good. This is a review for Coglin's 8162 map compass. Although either Google is messing things up or my-patriot-supply.com is messing things up, because there was all sorts of different product reviews just in that review section. Like, I could clearly tell somewhere about magnesium starters, fire starters, and other things. But don't worry, because NA's review is titled Review of Total Order. So, doesn't even matter.
He's got us covered.
NA writes, slowly over the past year, I have from... well, I should say this was written March 14th, 2014. NA writes, slowly over the past year, I have been preparing for an unexpected crisis here in Oregon. I have ordered 3 of your survival seed vaults, several fire starters, extra bean seeds, and water purifier. I have not used any yet, but feel very secure that if a problem arises, I will not be left out in the cold and hungry. This sense of security lets me sleep better at night. Thank you for your help. 5 stars.
It's not for security, is it?
I don't know. This sounds like we got a prepper on our hands.
There's a lot of beans? You can rest easy because you got a lot of good beans, brother?
Boy, when the planes are flying overhead and the bombs start to drop, I know I've got those bean seeds just in case.
The only things surviving are me, the cockroaches, and my beans.
In the new world, in the days to come, it's gonna be me, 3 fire starters, and beans as far as the eye can see.
You need fire to cook the beans, boy.
You can't eat those beans raw, boy.
What are we, animals? We need to maintain some sort of civility after...
I've seen more men succumb to raw beans than fell when the bombs did.
You start eating raw beans every day, you get savage.
You get mean.
You get mean. Something about those raw bean boys.
You lose a little part of yourself with every legume.
Your humanity. Would you trade your humanity for a stomach full of cold beans? Boy, not me.
Mm-mm.
I'm not British. I ain't putting them on no toast neither. We ain't buying bread.
I'm a survivor.
You give a man a temptation of some toast with his hot beans. Next thing you know, he's wearing red coats. calling our flashlight torches.
Ugh.
No, it's hot beans and hot beans only. If I can get some potatoes, maybe I'd do something there, but that ain't the same, boy.
That's what I get from my Patriot Supply. You heard me, boy?
The one time I looked into one of those like doomsday prepper food supply things.
Uh-huh.
They those like hardware store green buckets. They're bigger than buckets, but smaller than pails.
Okay, yeah.
It's like not as big as a garbage bag, but it's a big bucket.
Mm-hmm.
They just send you those full of like dried food.
Okay.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, here's 2 years worth of mac and cheese, and they just send you it in a bucket.
Oh boy.
Charge you $50. I hope the Patriots sending me these beans. At least have I at least want them in something kind of nice looking.
Yeah, something that's going to look good in your shed or bunker.
Right. I'm going to be kind of like thinking myself as a sim in the post-apocalypse. I got those bars I got to keep up. And decor or environment is one. I can't have weird bean buckets around my post-apocalypse bunker.
Yeah, and so like I said, this was from 2014. He's saying he's in Oregon preparing for a crisis. Does anything happen? Do you remember anything happening?
So you're saying he proved us wrong. We were just making fun of him. But joke's on us. When that 2020 situation hit, he had all the beans he could ever want.
Didn't have to wipe down his groceries like the rest of us numbnuts.
They're out there wearing masks. I'm in here eating hot beans. The fools. All right, I've had enough bean humor. If I'm to be totally honest,
okay.
The beans are starting to get to me. Take away my humanity. Let's talk about some little treats.
Oh.
Some little treats for some dogs, I guess.
Okay.
This is an Amazon review for the Honest Kitchen Parmesan Pecks duck Parmesan and cherry recipe 8-ounce bags. It's some fancy pants little dog treats.
Dogs eating cherries? Okay.
Dogs. I think the little extract makes them good at the pee-pee. I think.
All right. Same for humans, I think.
Yeah, you don't want your dog having funny pee-pees any more than you want your beans raw. This is a review written by I Like Big Books, and I Cannot Lie. They write, dogs love them, tiny little treats. They write, first off, these are smaller than I expected, almost a training treat. My dog is 55 pounds, so these are just a morsel to her. But she very much likes them. They're crunchy, with little bites of Parmesan cheese in them, and I keep them in the kitchen and hand her a couple when I'm cooking supper, and she's curious about what's on the counter. I would buy them again. I really appreciate the vision of Honest Kitchen, and would rather my dollars go to expensive stuff filled with ingredients I'm happy I'm feeding my dog than most of the C.Rap out there on the mass market. 5 stars.
You gotta love buying something for the vision of the company.
I hate every company's vision.
Yeah, because it's just to make money off of an idiot like me.
Right. I have a lot of products and even companies I like, I would say. But am I, when I take that Tostitos salsa off the old, despite my brand loyalty, I'm not thinking about that vision when I'm scooping that medium chunk onto the Tostitos chip. I'm just thinking about putting some junk in my face.
Mm.
We love a junky face.
Yeah. Even the nicest companies are
right.
They're just trying to make money off of you. It's marketing.
Yeah, not for profit, more like not for taking your money without being secret about it. The vision. So and the sentiment, it's kind of, now that you say that, it's kind of sad they're taking advantage of their sentiment of wanting to get good stuff for their dog. I don't know, how good is it? Is your dog's really good? Is you're giving your dogs cheese, is that real good?
That seems so strange to me.
I think we've talked about it recently, how, I don't think dogs really like stuff more than other stuff that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever your dog's shoveling in their face, they're pretty happy just to be face shoveling.
Oh, yeah, stoked about it.
Just like me. I'll spring for the expensive pizza, but at the end of the day, a Jack's might have done me right. At the end of, post pizza, I'm going to feel just as good. And I think that's even more true for doggies.
Yeah, they're not necessarily known for being discerning about what they eat.
Right, dogs are not picky. Why are you so worried about giving them fancy Parmesan cherry extract bites when they be chowing on the turd just earlier today?
I've never heard a dog say, well, I like the vision of this company, so I want you to buy those treats. Bacon strips? No, that encourages begging, that's the wrong societal mindset. We can't have that among dog kind.
My dog is always asking, hey, before we get that dog toy, what's the company's mission statement?
Was this ethically sourced?
Do our values align with their vision?
Well, I'm just asking for me and for you.
You got to be smart with your dollar these days. We can't be giving them to big greedy corporations. We got to give them to big greedy corporations with a vision. Owner. What do dogs call their owners in their head? Boss. Scrumpy bumpkin.
Man.
Yeah, that's the classic. Man. Sir, I do not care if there's Parmesan in my treat. I just want the treat. I think we could learn something from that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at these dog treats, though, one of those dog treats where it's like, I don't know,
looks good enough to eat.
Yeah, maybe these dog. And you're looking at your doggy and you're like, maybe I could have a bite of these. I'm sending you them.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, those are little morsels. Parmesan pecks. My goodness. I mean, it sounds so cute. Little crunchy hearts. Yeah. I'd nibble on some kibble.
Right. I'd give these a shot. You could do worse for yourself if you're eating dog food, I'm sure.
Duck. Yeah.
There's freaking ducks in there. Yeah, that artisanal little sliced duck falling from the sky on the bag. It does look really nice. I don't have anything more to say about dog.
It says on here, it says perfect size for small pups. So she can take her 55-pound behemoth and just whatever.
Yeah.
Read the product next time.
She thought she was getting a whole like paper grocery bag full
Tasty
of
mini
giant
treats.
hearts.
What are you trying to get? You get fist-sized treats?
My dog only eats softball-sized treats, okay?
My dog weighs about 1 metric ton. Eats ducks by the mouthful.
My dog is an elephant. Man, these were a little small for her. You know what's a little small for me? Our breaks. I'm trying to get them to go a couple hours.
5 minutes. Oh, I'm good for that.
See you guys in a couple hours. We're just going to let it run.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt. Well, howdy there. It's me. It's Brent. I host Review Party too. Okay. Let me assert that, and I'm going to assert it with a steaming pile of reviews.
Let's go.
I got this one. I was going to let this one bake. These reviews, this game bake a little bit more before I harvested, but no, these reviews are perfectly ripe for Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. It's a game from Software. They make the Dark Souls. They make the Sekiro, the Elden Rings. And before that, they made these robot games called Armored Core. And they made one again, and I like it. So here's some funny reviews. Usually if it's a game I like and we're reviewing it, I kind of front load with good ones before we get to the bad ones. But I think this negative review really encapsulates the experience. This is a review from Mecca. They have 48 hours on record. They almost 50 hours on record. They had 10 minutes at the time of review, or whatever the lowest was. Only 1 hours. They write, only bought this game because it was advertised to have been the Elden Ring developers. The moment I saw Mecca's, I just quit immediately. There's no way it's going to be even half as good as Elden Ring, especially without Miyazaki at the helm. Going back to Baldur's Gate 3, and then I'll have Starfield to feast on. Not recommended.
Oh my goodness.
50 hours later. Man, I don't think I need to show you the cover. There's a big robot on the cover.
There's no way. Yeah. How would you miss that?
The big robot by the big building, showing that it's a big robot.
Big robot
buildings
game.
For scale. Maybe they needed the banana for scale. But Viral, they liked it. They said, From Software is truly ahead of its time, making an incredibly popular video game genre, building a loyal fan base of millions, going out of their way to make a game of the year, all just to get us interested in the old Armored Core series. Recommended. Beauty. Felix Dracule writes, God, I love the military-industrial complex. Recommended.
Huh.
It's not a nice world in Armored Core. It is very much the military-industrial complex vision of a dystopia or utopia, depending on your side.
Mm-hmm.
But Yukari Yukumo writes, good game. This one was a bit of a play on the Elden Ring little online message system, where you could leave like dog ahead in front of a turtle, stuff like that. So they did it using only things you could say in the Elden Ring message system. Good game ahead. Therefore, try buying. Recommended.
That's cute.
Yeah. I read it and I was like, oh, are they just being funny? Why has this got so many updates if it's just sort of cute? And I was like, oh, I just got to read it like I'm dumb. And then it makes sense. Turbo Chicken recommends it. They write, this game teaches very valuable life lessons for a whole new generation of gamers, such as listening to the voices in your head and that big robots are cool. Highly recommended to schizophrenics and Mecca fan everywhere.
I did hear that, yeah, some people are like, I don't know, it's all just voices, the voice acting, there's no cutscenes, it's all just voices. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing to consider. But
it's, I don't know, playing Baldur's Gate where like the mocap, the voice acting, the character modeling and everything surrounding it are so fantastic. Mm-hmm. I don't know, this little style of storytelling, the subtlety really hits in a whole different and equally as good way. When you recognize a guy by his voice and his mannerisms, and then you hear him, and then you see his mech, and you're like, oh, of course that guy would have that mech. That's like the best. But CK Knight, or C Knight 70th, they recommend it. They write, I hate Redditors, man.
Did Redditors bash it?
Actually, I didn't think of it. I just thought it was funny, thinking, yeah, Redditors must have bashed it, but that's right. That unlocked a memory. The From Software subreddit would not allow Armored Core content for a long time.
Oh.
Up until this release, in which it was so flooded with Armored Core content that they couldn't fight it. And so they put a poll, hey... Because, I don't know, the mods just happen to really love Soulsborne and hate Armored Core because it's mechs or something. I don't know. It's just, I played Armored Core since I was in middle school. It's just as From Software as Elden Ring, just in different ways. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, they put up a poll, hey, should we allow Armored Core content? And everyone was like, hell yeah, absolutely. And then they put up a banner, like, should the banner be Elden Ring? All From Software games or just Armored Core for the next month. It was like 98% Armored Core banner.
I mean, the game can't, come on.
Right, celebrate a franchise that's been dead for literally 15 years, finally rising from the ashes like a phoenix. Let people celebrate. Speaking of characters that you're like, oh, I just heard their voice, but I'm so attached to them. 3000 Goblins recommends the game. They write, I want to kiss Rusty.
Oh, who's
Me
Rusty?
Too. Rusty's the guy that calls you buddy. Everyone else is mean to you, but Rusty calls you buddy.
Hey, okay.
That's all you gotta know. That's his whole... I think that's the root of his character, right? The trunk that everything grows from. He calls you buddy. That's all you gotta know. Sharp recommends it. They write, you can drift the tank.
Sick.
Right. Vegeta's left arm writes, the only thing that feels better than the combat in this game is gay sex, and I mean that with my full chest.
Oh? Okay.
We got a gay sex enjoyer who wants people to know this is just as good. I only hope I can like something as much as that guy likes gay sex. Jackal Joestar writes, this is the only game that could pull me away from Baldur's Gate 3. Playing this game is equivalent to snorting lines of farm-fresh grass-fed dopamine. Highly recommended. I think that's what was in those dog treats we were talking about before the break.
Fresh grass-fed dopamine.
Goobs recommends the game. They write, in lieu of a review, they just have a quote. Every core has its armored. John Rubicon.
Okay.
I was going to leave that for the last one just because it was so dumb. But I think this one sums it all up nicely. Jabamizu writes, a random robot named Balteus beat my ass for over 2 hours. Recommended.
Hey, he's not random if you know his name.
That's true. Now he has a very deep relationship with that AI controlled robot. So that's a steaming pile of big robot reviews. If you like challenging games, you like games where the combat or the movement is like, oh, I don't even need to fight. I can just skate around with these jets all day. You got to try that game. That game crazy.
Sounds pretty wild from what I've heard.
Yeah, that's crazy. They got space drugs. They got dystopian capitalist war crimes. You know, you got lobotomy, voices in your head. Shinji getting the road. You can give your mech a double chainsaw, just a giant size of of a house chainsaw, and you can plunge it in another mech and rev the chainsaw. People, I don't need to say anymore. Do you have a review?
I do. This is a bit of a long boy. I don't know how much of it we're gonna be like, oh, that's so funny, but it's like we're there for the journey, the way this review is written. I was like,
sure.
Kind of want to, as we say, bring into the annals of Review Party review lore. This is a Google review of Portillo's Arlington Heights.
Okay, I might have been to this one.
Maybe. This comes to us from Joshua Daly. Joshua writes, review date, August 22nd, 2016. Although it says this is from 2 years ago, so I don't know. I don't know who to trust here, Google or Josh.
Had to edit and rewrite this one.
Maybe.
Send it to the publisher. You know.
Maybe with all he's written. Josh writes, an icon of Illinois indulgence. It wasn't until a few years after I started traveling that Portillo's was mentioned to me. My friend Chad is the one who brought it to my attention. And once he started talking about it, he would not stop. He told me every time he stopped there with his family and made it out to be the best thing he's ever had. That's some hype that I was going to have to put to the test at some point. My girlfriend and I were up in Chicago for a Luke Bryan concert, I think, and stayed overnight. During the drive home, I mentioned Portillo's, and she was on board. All I had to do was tell her about these cake shakes they are known for. Since Portillo's is centrally located around Chicago, we made plans to hit up one that was just outside the city to avoid traffic and large crowds. We found one in Arlington Heights that was perfect for our requirements. We were able to find it easily with the help of our GPS. We both got giddy to try out this legendarily hyped place. As we entered, it was an assault on the visual senses. It seemed that every inch of the walls were holding some kind of poster, case, pictures, etc. On top of that, there was stuff hanging from the ceilings. It was a lot to take in, but it didn't stop there. After visually decoding where we order, we stood in the area while letting others pass so we could see how you properly order, since it seemed a bit different than your normal place. You tell the cashier exactly what you want, and then walk down this line doing something that I don't recall. Maybe telling the cook how you want your meal prepared. I believe everything is plain until you customize it. They write on your bag what you want and how you want your food prepared from what I remember. Then you wait at the end of the counter for your food to come out. Maybe they bring it to your table, but my girlfriend snagged a spot to sit while I waited for the food. I hauled our big tray of food to the table, and we both had a look of, where do we begin, on our faces. The sheer volume of food that we had was overwhelming. We may have bit off more than we could chew when we ordered. We slowly dug into our food. I know I got a chili dog of sorts, some fries, a soda, and possibly a burger. My girlfriend got a cake shake along with what she ordered, so we could both try that out. We set about trying to put down the food, but in the end, the food won. We couldn't finish it, which is a blessing in disguise as we still had 2 hours to drive. No one wants to drive 2 hours on an overstuffed stomach. Did it live up to the hype? For the most part. The cake shake was better than I could have imagined, while the food itself was great. Worth the praise, but maybe not worth driving 2 hours to get. So yeah, Chad hyped the place up, and it pretty much matched the hype. The only thing I didn't care for was the ordering process and the waiting. It seemed to take forever to get our food despite there not being many people before us or after us in line. If you want to see something even more unique about Portillo's, watch their drive-thru line. They have a person outside before you pull up to the menus to order. What's the purpose of this? I have no idea, but it's fun to watch for some reason. I've seen it quite a few times at the newly opened Peoria location, and it's always amusing to watch for some reason. 5 stars. And then he includes pictures of the inside, which is the classic speakeasy design Portillo's. It appears.
It is a perplexing experience to go to Portillo's when it's not, you're not ready for the culture. There's
You're
a certain
uninitiated,
culture,
yeah.
a certain logistical things, but after you do it a couple times, it's like, man, more restaurants should be like this. There's a method to the madness. I like the sort of food mall feeling that it has. Japan has a lot of those where it's like multiple restaurants in one restaurant, but it doesn't add any inconvenience to the experience. You just gotta kind of know what you want before you initiate the order process, which I think makes the whole process easier on everybody.
Including the workers, especially.
Right. They get to specialize. I'm a shake. I'm the shake window. Okay. Get that fucking Italian food. That's over there.
I guess what this we got a Barnelli's Pasta Bowl in this Portillo's. Wow, we got a whole separate register area over here if you're fixing for some fancy pasta. Guess what? There's a little bar area over there. That's always perplexed me. This little 6-foot bar.
Having a person out there to mediate and take orders early is not perplexing, though. That's not.
No, that is just them cracking the code.
And plus, isn't that much older than any drive? All these old people amazed by someone taking orders outside before they get to the drive-thru. Wasn't that how it was being before?
Like a little car hop, yeah.
Yeah, a little someone on the road. You take away the rollerblades, and they can't see what's going on. They have no idea.
Who's this person approaching me?
Ew! Get those menus away from me. I don't know.
They got a strange white paper hat.
They're in some sort of uniform. It says Portillo's. Are they trying? Are they mocking me? Are they pretending to be a typical Portillo's fan? I will not take it. Do not roll down the window, Roseanne. Will not interact with this parking lot court jester.
I'm glad I scrolled through all of his images because I found this one at the end.
Oh boy,
Josh was really, really happy he got to go to Portillo's.
I mean, that's kind of what I do whenever I go to Portillo's too. He's just looking up at the sign, sort of raising his hands in praise.
Yeah, as soon as he can start to smell the onions, that's kind of just it's reflex.
Onions. Yeah, I really, really want Portillo's now. All right.
I let a few dogs mess me up too.
It's been a long time since I had Portillo's, and it's been so long since I had their cake. About 5 years has passed, so I can ingest more cake. All the cake from the 5 years ago has finally left my body. I can pass one of those again. But here, let's go back to Japan, huh?
All right.
Yelp Japan. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's not a song from Japan. It's just a song I made. But this review is for Rainbow Karaoke Shibuya.
Ooh.
It's a karaoke bar. I don't know if it's a chain. I think this is a non-chain, making it a little unique. But David S. Elite has this review. I came here for a corporate party. It's a huge karaoke place. We had the large room in the back, which was equipped with a drum kit, keyboard, and guitar amps. We sang some songs standard karaoke, and some people just actually played, and sometimes we did both. I hopped on the drums for the song Let It Be. This food here was pretty much crappy pub food, and the drinks were standard highballs and beer. But I gotta say, this is as good as it gets. 5-star.
That sounds insane.
You're on board. You were brought to that corporate party by David here, huh?
I don't know. Then again, I don't know if I want people eating food, eating burgers, and then playing drums.
You need a lean drummer. A drummer who's ready.
I want a drummer without greasy fingers. Is where I'm going.
I've seen one too many drumsticks fly out of a hand and into an eye socket.
Nobody's having fun after that.
I don't know, but Let It Be, you're not really slamming the drums.
You're not really cranking any beats out on Let It Be, no.
I feel like he picked Let It Be because he doesn't know how to play drums, but he can can hit bass and then snare.
Yeah.
Alternatively for 4 minutes. Actually, isn't Let It Be like a 26-minute song?
It's pretty long. They na for a while.
Yeah, that's what you gotta. If you're picking that one for karaoke, especially a sort of inclusive karaoke party, you gotta make sure the vibe is right before you indulge in a Let It Be pick.
Come on. There's some people who are like, I think it's sacrilege to sing Beatles at karaoke.
Oh, come on now.
I've sang some Beatles karaoke. I'm not that drastic, but you pay attention to what songs you're picking. You don't do something super long. You don't do something with a big old instrumental break. You gotta be considerate.
Yeah, and I feel like at Japanese karaoke, when it's like just you in a booth with 5 or 6 people, you're kind of making a playlist together. You know, you're going through waves and emotions. All right, we're doing a little pop punk over here for a while. Oh, someone changed it up with a rap song. Maybe I'll throw some rap in the ring and we'll have a little fun. You can't just throw Let It Be in the middle.
Here comes a Disney song, or there's the musical theater. Here comes Phantom of the Opera, and you're like,
someone's doing a Frozen musical duet. They're finishing each other's sandwiches over there.
It's always cute. It'll never not be cute.
Yeah, that's so funny that very cute song is probably been sung 100 times in 100 karaoke bars. By very cute couples, but actually the guy singing it is evil.
He's evil. He's a bad guy.
Frozen spoilers. Evil guy in that movie. But see, would you mingle? What at this corporate party? You have a job, Matt. You have coworkers. How would this party turn out with your particular batch?
Yikes. I'd have to get to a place of screw it, I'm gonna have fun for me. I'm gonna I've been trying more and more to drop my mask of I'm happy-go-lucky and polite office worker.
You're allowing yourself to be perceived by your office work, by your coworkers. That's a scary step.
Yeah,
usually I'm very particular. Maybe I'll let this homie perceive me for a few minutes in this conversation, then we'll part ways, and who knows who he'll see next time.
Yeah, but if I'm singing,
gotta let it out.
Yeah, I just have to go for broke.
If you ain't belting it, your employees, your coworkers ain't gonna smelt in it or something.
I'd have to quit.
Yeah, you go up there and put on a shameful karaoke performance, you might as well put in your 2 weeks.
Get
the next
heck
day.
out. Clean out your desk.
I saw that performance of Obla Diabla Die. That was pathetic. You obviously don't want to be here.
Ugh, and I don't.
I don't want to be here either. That's reviewparty.com for the week. Thank you for enjoying some reviews with us.
Oh,
Actually,
you're thanking them. Okay.
Yeah. No, you did great too.
Oh, thank you.
That kind
You
of
did
goes
too.
without saying. But actually, I'm happy to be here. I hope you were too, listener. Not mad. I don't care if you're happy. You can do the review at gunpoint for all I care. Probably would make it funnier. But yeah, we got new funny episodes every Tuesday. Reviews Day, that's right. Hashtags that and post it on social media. But more importantly, listen to it, love it, like it, subscribe where you're listening, leave 5 stars, all that fun stuff. And if you'd like to be a part of the show, send in an absurd review to reviewparty.com at gmail.com. Just leave us a little hyperlink, a little screenshot, a little name, so we know who to thank. That type of stuff.
You can also find us on social.
I got you.
You can also find us on social media. Instagram, TikTok, at reviewparty.com. You can find us on X, at reviewpartypod. You can find us on Letterboxd, at reviewparty, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's just Review Party. I think you're right.
Just Review Party. Get used to it.
.com didn't fit.
You can find everything on reviewparty.com, like our blog, like all the episodes, like all the listening platforms, like the shop, like the newsletter sign up, like a whole lot of fun and blue.
Blue Christmas without you. Hey, the Nosebleeds wrote a bunch of songs better than that, including the song you've heard, Bread for Breakfast, throughout the episode. If you want to hear more songs like that by those funny dudes, go ahead on Spotify, search Nosebleeds. That's just one word. Dang it. I got a finisher here, also from Amazon.
Okay.
Alrighty. This is an Amazon review for the Duke Cannon Supply Company Shampoo Puck for Men. Barrel char flavor scent. Don't eat the soap. But let Rooster tell you what to do with it. Rooster titles their review, "It Just Is What It Is." They write, "Everything it claims to be, 5 stars."
Okay. So?